Guys, I have to be a cat for a minute. Okay.
Knock them all.
Have you guys ever played, what is it, Supermarket Run or something as a cat? Where it's this little game where you're a cat and you just shove things off the counter?
What a game.
In today's video, we are messing around with Sour Punch Bites. What can we make out of these and just how ridiculous can we make it?
Guys, we've had several videos with lots of a candy. We've hit a new record for lots. The wonderful people at the American Licorice Company sent us about 250 pounds of Sour Punch Bites candies. And as you can see, we've got them here in our studio.
This is more than our body weight of candy.
Everywhere in the studio. And they're pretty good. So we want to try a few things out with these.
We want to see if we can make a giant Sour Punch Bite. Here's the basic idea. We have 1/8 ton of Sour Punch Bites. We want to see if we can turn these into one giant Sour Punch straw.
I took a picture of some of these and I put them on Instagram and I asked you guys what you might want to see us do. And a lot of people said to try melting them down and try stuff out of it. However, these are a form of licorice, one of the main ingredients of which is wheat flour. And flour does not melt. Things made with flour in high concentrations do not melt. I tried putting these on a stove.
They burn.
They just burn. They don't even like deform or lose their shape. They just burn. And if you even a low and slow, it does not work to melt these down. But we discovered if you add some water, you can start to break them down. You can't really melt them, but you can kind of dissolve them.
And if you add enough gelatin to anything, you can get it to stay together.
The dissolving process can be sped up with a blender, and then adding the gelatin back in, you can get sort of melted licorice consistency. And our hope today is that we can then take that and turn it into an extra large Sour Punch Bite. It's not really a Sour Punch Bite at that point, it's a Sour Punch Tower.
Yeah.
They don't really have a name for candy that's over a foot long specifically, but
foot long.
Appropriately sized, I think is the term. We're going to try to make one appropriately sized Sour Punch Bite.
If we can stop eating them.
So here is what we're thinking. We're going to take a bunch of Sour Punch straws and some water, throw it in a blender.
You have to let gelatin bloom. You can't just start cooking it. It's got to be in cold water. It's got to actually set. We're going to chop it up into pieces, and then we're going to add it into the boiling candy.
Now, once we have our Sour Punch straws mixing with the gelatin on the stove, after that's all cooked and ready to go, we have these two clear acrylic pipes, and we're going to have them nested one inside the other. I think we're going to use a light coating of oil to hopefully make it so it releases from the pipes. And then we're going to try and fill the space in between these, let it cool down entirely, and then remove it from the pipes to get our lovely tube shape out of it. We can work on that after things are cooking on the stove though. Just wanted to show how we're planning to get it to work. Let's add some water.
While he does that, we're going to need some gelatin. A lot of gelatin.
I expect this is gonna escape out the top a little bit, just for the record. Well, there's our first batch. I think that's actually too weak. I think it needs
a lot more, a ton more. While Nate's doing that, I'm chilling the water with ice cubes. The ice cubes aren't going to stay. I just want this water as cold as possible for a gelatin bloom.
Oh, that's strong. That's strong and thick, which is what we were going for. And Callie can add a lot of gelatin.
So I'm going to try and microwave this, and it should melt down now. If it doesn't, I haven't added enough water, but I'm trying to go as sparingly as possible with the water itself.
So I've got the two tubes, and they're cylinders, so I can run a volume equation to find how much volume I should get, but I just really want to double check it with a practical test. So I'm going to nest the tubes, and I'm just going to fill it with water and then pour that off into something we can measure to see exactly how much volume it really does take. It does not seem to be leaking with low pressure. It could fail catastrophically and all the water goes everywhere. It's holding all right. Let's see if I can get it far enough down to pour into our bucket here.
Nice.
Very little spillage. 5 cups. All right, 12 cups.
This is more gelatin than anyone should have ever. That'll also change our color a little bit because it's not clear gelatin because it's not made from fish. So I'm gonna superheat this, add the gelatin. We're going to pour it all into a massive bucket and then heat up the next batch. And hopefully I can mix it all together before it starts to set. So now this is a much lighter color because of that.
Good, good. Oh, looking good, looking good.
Da, 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 da.
Bam! Now we just gotta let this cool down.
I'm glad we went with clear. That was cool to see.
Yeah, look at that. It looks like a giant candy already.
We're gonna have to coat it with sugar too.
Oh yeah.
It's been a weekend.
We actually put it in the refrigerator. We had to take out some shelves to do it, but we figured it's better for a lot of reasons. One, it helps it cool down faster and better, but also then it's not just sitting out.
Yeah.
And a little bit of climate control maybe. We can see that it has somewhat solidified at least, and it does seem to have dried out just a little bit on the top, which is to be expected. It was exposed to the inside of the fridge air.
It's a little stretchy. It's good.
But it's actually started to come off of the side all by itself. I think where it dried out and constricted a little bit.
It's a good sign.
Because if it's gonna peel itself off like that, that means we'll probably be able to get it to peel off. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's just peeling away. Oh, yeah.
That noise is necessary.
Whew. That looks great.
Okay. I'm gonna say that the center might, well, can you hold on to it? Oh my gosh, it's working.
Yeah, it is. Yes!
Holy cow! Holy cow!
I'm just gonna get the ugly edge off of this side. Now, we've got a good tube, and part of me wishes that it were like perfectly round, but if you look at the side of these, like most of them,
yeah.
Most of them are slightly flat. But the main difference is, of course, that we have no sugar on the outside of ours yet, and this has lots of sugar and probably citric or malic acid. And we need to add some. So
But adding a regular grain isn't gonna work.
Yeah, fortunately, we have a good thing for this.
So the goal right now is to not actually burn anything. So
we just want to melt the surface just enough for the sugar to stick to it. That's sticking.
Good. We're gonna have to let each section kind of dry.
Yeah, I think so.
Roll it. Another thing that we're going to be doing is adding a little bit of citric acid because the outsides of these candies, they're sour punch straws, so make it a little bit sour. Nate, we made a giant sour punch straw.
We did, and we used probably I think at least 4 bags. So this is probably a little over 4,000 calories just from the sour punch bites. And then of course we've added sugar onto it, and
gelatin still has calories.
Can I cut you off a slice of sour punch bite?
Please.
Your sour punch bite ring.
Thank you.
I myself am gonna go for a wedge piece.
Okay, before you eat it, because I'm mean, smell it. It smells like gelatin.
I can definitely smell the gelatin. It's got some
like
strawberry
gelatin.
smell, but it's got the gelatin smell in there. All right. Oh man, the citric acid. There's a lot of it on the surface. And then
just gelatin.
Strawberry gelatin, but like extra gelatiny.
It doesn't have the exact taste. It's pretty dang close. Just a lot of gelatin added to it.
Yeah, if we had been trying to make it like super exact, we could have used a licorice recipe, but we were trying to actually make it out of the sour punch straws, not just make new sour punch straws, and I think we did a pretty good job. Well, this was very fun to make, and I am so happy with how well it turned out. Definitely the world's largest sour punch straw. We do still have some of these.
Just a few.
If you have any ideas of other things you'd like to see us do with them, please let us know, because it would take us a long time to heat them all.
Guys, that's not all. You know we've always got more for you to see. If you hit that box down at the bottom, you'll be subscribed so you never miss out on the fun. We'll see you in the next one. Talk to you then.